But the reason why I have you here tonight, right, is I didn't hear the speeches last night because I was out front here recording. But on the news, I heard some stuff that the Minister of National Security said. He talked about getting the ID bracelets and so forth, right? What do you think about that?
The minister's speech, I told him, quite frankly, I gave him a B plus on deliverance and an A on substance. I think he had a very substantive speech. But the Bahamian people like a lot of BS. They don't like real stuff. We are an anti-intellectual junkanoo society. Anything cerebral, we ain't too into it. But you got to have junkanoo. Well, you know, that's part of the reality. And yet, all of that is part of the game. And so I just want to continue to encourage people to support the party of your choice. But remember, we all are Bahamians.
Now, do you think this is going to come to head, or this was just a promise, or this was just something said because this is what the Bahamian people wanted to hear?
No, I think that it is up to the Bahamian people to hold him to the things he pronounced. And that's what I've been trying to do. I've had many people here in the F&M convention asking me if I switch party. What do you mean by that? It's because I've said some things and criticized, but whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. If you support something, you don't see them going to hell and don't say anything. And I think it's up. You remember one time ago when you couldn't criticize a political party? You, your ma, your pa, your dog, and your cat were victimized. I don't think that is as true today as it was in days gone by. And so people, I'm encouraging them, come out of the closet and make known what you believe is right. Evil prospers when good people do nothing. And so I'm calling on people, you know, come.
Now I see Mr. Tink is dying to say something to you.
Mr. Hall, I felt like Mr. Tommy T's his speech last night had no substance.
Okay.
You know, as it relates to crime and the fighting of crime.
But the man just gave Mr. Tommy Turnquest an A on substance.
He gave him A because he's wearing a red tie, a black suit.
You want me to take this off?
You need to take it off. As a cleric, because before you came on, you know it's an oxymoron, right? Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay.
So you think you have the right to tell me what to wear?
No, sir, I don't have the right to tell you what you wear. But what it shows me is that, you know, you're divided on two sides, because the reality is that, you know, you're a cleric and also you're into politics. You know,
do you know anybody who's not in politics? Do you know anybody who's not into politics?
Well, I feel as if Rev's real quest was to go to heaven, he would not be into politics.
Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar. Okay, it is his right. So you're telling me I don't have a right to wear these colors that I'm wearing tonight?
When you go into the food store, you're into politics. When you catch a taxi, when you buy a house, that's politics. So those people who are mental midgets and believe that clerics should not have anything to say, then that's their right to say so. But I believe they're mentally retarded.
Well, you can call it mental retardation, but the reality is that, right, clerics have a whole lot to say in this country. In fact, clerics have too much to say in this country.
So you say you made that conclusion by yourself?
No, I made that conclusion sitting...
Based on what statistic that clerics have too much to say?
Based on...
You want and people like you to have all the say? I will have something to say as long as I have breath.
I'm a Bahamian citizen.
So am I not one?
Yes, you are.
So I should have something to say?
You do have a lot to say. And guess what? You know what's ironic? All you have to say is always on the press. It's always recognized, okay? But you know what's the difference?
That's because I can write. I'm intelligent.
I am intelligent also.
So you have to find a way to get it.
Only difference
is... Mr. Friedenke, let me interrupt this. Utah Forum Controversy TV. I come from no journalist background. I did not go to college and get a degree in journalism. But I spent some money, got a camera, and I broadcast live. So you back off, my minister. If you go get your camera and you broadcast.
Yeah, Controversy TV in the house with the big chief, you know, Mr. Turnquest, you're in charge of national security. How do you feel you're running that department?
Well, we have our challenges, but we are overcoming our challenges. In terms of what we can do and what the security agencies can do, whether it's the police force or other agencies, they're doing a good job. What we all need to do, however, is work together. One of the things that really troubled me in terms of where our problems are in this country today is parents need to take control. They need to take control of their families, take control of their children. I oftentimes will be out on around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I just see children, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds, just wandering alone. You ought to know where your children are and not allow them just to be out there. And I think if parents took the courage and the time to be parents again, we wouldn't have half the problems we have in this country today.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Mr. Turnquest, on the streets, people said the PLP, when they were fighting crime, they fought crime with just water and flour. But when you came along, you brought some yeast, and crime, the numbers in crime or the figures in the murders have really hit the ceiling. I mean, and it's so little for controlling. We can't do anything. What do you want to do about it?
Yeah, I know there's controversy TV, but let's talk sense.
No, we're talking sense.
Yeah, let's talk sense. No, let's talk sense and let's look at the facts. First of all, crime is not out of control. Crime is at an unacceptable level, and we're doing all that we can to reduce crime and the fear of crime.
It's unacceptable, and we're controlling it.
No, it's not out of control. But it is at an unacceptable level. I've given you some of the things that I think in terms of what we ought to do as individuals in terms of reducing some of the crime. There are far too many guns on the streets, illegal guns, and so we have a myriad of issues that we do have to deal with. But in terms of the statistics, I've done, and I can show you the crime statistics from 1966 to date. It's been cyclical, up and down. This isn't the worst it's ever been. It's bad. The fear of crime is bad. Persons are doing things that are unacceptable. You take, for example, someone went to the house of an ex-lover, found them in there. I mean, the police can't solve that. Let's be reasonable and let's talk facts when we're talking about it. Now, if you want us to do gimmickry, if you want us to just do feel-good stuff and not just things that really are meaningful in solving this problem, then that's a different story.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Controversy TV. We're here with one of the most popular ministers here in the Bahamas. Mr. Branwell McCartney, what drives you?
Well, I made a determination to serve. I'm here to serve the Bahamian people. I'm the employee. And so I'm trying to please my employers.
Wow,
all
what
350,000 of them.
You are exceptional. A lot of people be singing your praises. The way you handle stuff, you're a people's person, you're down to earth. We see great potential in you. You're young. You're somebody that I myself, Mr. Utah Taylor from Controversy, can endorse to grow up to become the leader of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Is that a part of your plan later down in life? Do you want to see yourself as the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas?
Boy, I just want to get through this first term. If I can make it to this.
But you're doing a good job, I mean, now let me drop this one on you, right? I know you may not support it, but Controversy TV has said it before, because we wanted to see some stuff happening in the Ministry of National Security. We wanted to see some stuff happen with crime, and we had said that we would endorse Branwell McCartney to be the Minister of National Security. Mr. Turnquest came up on stage and my heart was touched at some of the stuff that he said last night. Now, what I'm afraid of, do you think that this stuff that he said about the bracelets and those stuff will come to head?
Yeah, he would not have said it if it were not the case. What we're doing tonight as well, we're showing, there's been a lot of talk about national security and what have you, but I always maintain we do not get our message out the way it should get out. Tonight is a good example, and last night, of getting our message out. And what Tommy Turnquest had to say was excellent. It was very encouraging. I liked it, and I'm sure the Bahamian people like it. That is what his ministry has been doing, and you can see it's been a lot. It's just that it's not been getting out there the way it should.
But we definitely need to do something about crime, I mean, I support the F&M. I never vote anything else except F&M.
You're a good man. You look good. You even look like F&M tonight.
But I will say this much, though. I can be considered a swing voter because I'm keeping my eyes on the policies of both parties, The F&M hasn't let me down as yet. But if they do, there's a possibility that I would switch over to the PLP. Now, I said all that to say, if Mr. Tommy Turnquest cannot carry out what he said, he's a good friend of mine as well, I will be calling again for Mr. Branwell McCartney to take over national security.
Tommy is the man. Tommy
Tommy's the man.
Tommy would not have said it he would not have said it if things would have been otherwise.
Yes, sir.
So I have confidence that he will carry out what he said.